Welcome to the Openers. We are coming to you from the Dubai International Stadium. It is Super Sunday. India take on Pakistan in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Two teams that are starting their World Cup campaigns this evening. Joining me on the Openers is Basit Khan and birthday boy Ian Bishop. Happy birthday from the entire team. Excited to be spending your birthday amongst this high-octane clash?
Well, couldn't think of a better place. Most watched game perhaps. And, you know, both teams with so much to prove. I'm really looking forward to it.
The two teams in action today are the finalists from the inaugural edition of this tournament. What a great foundation they've set for this format and for this World Cup.
Absolutely. I think that was the forerunner to T20 being announced on the world stage. Leagues followed. It just went from strength to strength. I think that tournament defined the uptake in T20. And from then on end, it's become so professional analysis, and it's just become a game where everybody's involved and everybody's looking at different factors. Before that, nobody really looked at that way.
Fans really look forward to India versus Pakistan matches. It always goes down to the wire. It did in 2007. Since that final, how far have both these teams come in terms of the talent on offer and the standard of the cricket that they play?
Well, I think if we go back generally in T20 cricket from the last World Cup, 5.5 years have passed and the game has moved on exponentially. Just for example, we had a game here yesterday with England and it was like a chess match. Every move had a counter move. If you can't counter it, then you fall way behind. So India have one or two challenges where they're looking at the balance of their team with Hardik Pandya. Can he bowl? Can he not bowl? And for Pakistan, one of the best bowling attacks in the tournament. It's about whether they can put runs on the board.
Both these teams are no strangers to the conditions here at the Dubai International Stadium. But in preparation of this T20 World Cup, India played two warm-up matches, which they won against world-class talents like England and Australia, with performers who put up their hands on every given day. Do you think the management will have a problem of plenty going into this campaign?
From a batting perspective, they've got lots of options. It's just the all-round balance of a team, whether it's the Jadejas, the all-rounder, and as I said before, Hardik Pandya. But you made an important point. The IPL is just finished. So almost all of these guys have been playing some cricket here, as much as this has been Pakistan's home venue for a long time, and they know it like the back of their hand. So it just makes the contest even greater.
Dubai has been Pakistan's home away from home for a decade now. In the lead up to this tournament, they also played two warm-up matches and had a mixed bag of results. What are some of the takeaways for Pakistan from those matches coming into this campaign?
I think the biggest takeaway is Fakhar Zaman, the way that he batted in those matches. And at number 3 now, he looks compact, looks like the player that can rotate strike and also take the attack to the opposition. The other thing with Pakistan is that because of the fact that they've got particular players for particular numbers, they almost have defined their roles altogether. There's not that problem of plenty with them. So that is I think it is an advantage because everybody knows their role. And the other advantage is that because of Bish's birthday, they've now stopped playing those songs so we can actually hear the question.
I'm just happy that we didn't get into detail about Pakistan's demolishing of the West Indies while I'm standing here. Let's fly that over.
We won't talk about that game, but the party has already started at the Dubai International Stadium. We are celebrating Ian Bishop's birthday, but fanfare, action and excitement, it all comes down to India versus Pakistan. But we want to focus on the contest within the contest. Now, these are two top-order batters, two leaders of their side, but they're not very different from each other. Virat Kohli and Babar Azam have great consistency and elegant stroke play. There's a lot that is very common, Bish, between these two. Who do you have your money on this evening as they start their campaign?
My pockets are empty. My wallet has no money in it. But look, I'm just privileged to grow up in this generation where we're seeing two of the best white ball players, certainly without a shadow of a doubt, in the game. And it's hard to choose between them. Neither are power players. Neither are the big six hitters, and still they have a significant role to play for their teams. I guess at the end of the day, we'll find out who has that little edge. Woe beyond me to predict who it will be.
So much that's similar, Basit, between these two. What sets them apart?
I think just the nature of their play, the time that they have. We always talk about time as a batsman. They are quality players. They've proven that all over the world, and I think these pitches suit Babar more than they do Kohli. That is a very fine line that I'm treading, but he is able to play on these pitches more comfortably because he's more comfortable chasing 170, 180. It's only when it's over 200 that he has to go out of his comfort zone, as to say. But important for him to start off well. I think in this big game, the first 6 overs, whether you're batting or you're bowling, they matter a lot. The team that gets off to a start normally goes on to win the game.
I think one of the other things too, one of the slight differences in the teams they're playing in, Virat doesn't have to be the center of attention in that team with Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul. Babar carries a lot of significance in this Pakistan lineup.
You're talking about these opening batters with Hardik Pandya opening this campaign as a specialist batter. What do you think should be the best combination for India coming into this World Cup?
They'd love to have Hardik bowling. I think that's the problem, because apart from that, they're in a difficult situation. He's a power hitter, right? And they need those 6 hitters in that number 6 position. But if he's not bowling, and it's an if, then you have to think about playing 5 specialist bowlers, and whether someone from that top 6, maybe Virat Kohli, who bowled a couple of overs in the warm-up games, I heard, can give you a couple of overs if someone gets taken to. So it's such a pivotal position for Hardik. I really feel for him, and I hope that he can bowl.
And Pakistan added a wealth of experience to their squad in Fakhar Zaman, Shoaib Malik and Sarfaraz Ahmed. What do you see their starting combination being?
I think the only player that might miss out, or they've already announced 12, so there's a toss-up between Hafiz and Haider Ali. Otherwise, I think, or maybe Malik, but otherwise I think they're probably going to go with both of them. With Hafiz and Malik, maybe Haider Ali will miss out. Haider Ali normally wants to bat up the order, so Fakhar is batting number 3, so I think that they'll go with both Hafiz and Malik in the middle order.
It's not very hot. There's a nice breeze going given the conditions. What would be the ideal scenario for the captain that wins the toss? What would you choose to do?
Chasing in the last few T20 matches that we've seen here has been the way to go. I did a pitch report on this surface yesterday. It's a surface that is drier than anything I saw in recent weeks. It's gripping a little bit, but the dew doesn't come in big time here. But just a little bit of moisture in the evening allows the ball to slide onto the bat a little bit better. So, you know, I could see a team winning the toss and looking to chase.
Bazid agreed?
Absolutely. I think numbers say that in the way you want to chase, and chasing is the better option. Also, especially for Pakistan, to go out there with all 11 going out there to field first just takes the pressure off the batting as well. If you bat first, then the pressure is on the 2 players who've gone out in the middle. And to set a target, we've seen so often in T20 cricket, actually setting a target is a big issue. You're always thinking, am I 10 runs short? Am I 15 runs short? And in the end, whenever you see these conferences or captains chat at the end, they'll always, if they lost the game, they'll always say, we were 10, 15 runs short, so we don't actually know what figure to get.
This is an encounter that fans have been looking forward to for many, many days. Now we want some predictions before we let you go. What do you think is going to be the power play score for the team batting first?
Here we go.
Go on, Bazid.
So, Bish, you're what, 53 today? I think it'll be 53 for 2.
54 for 1.
54 for they're very close predictions. Thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen. Ian, happy birthday once again. That was the openers. As always, for all the information about the T20 World Cup in one place, all you have to do is download the T20 World Cup app. We'll see you at the end of the first innings. It's time for India versus Pakistan.